Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing some cute cactuses. I'm using an iPad Pro with the Procreate app. Now you don't need this to follow along. You can use a white sheet of paper, a black marker for outline, and markers and crayons for coloring in. So I've gone ahead and I have created 3 layers: the outline layer, the sketch layer, and the color layer. Now the outline layer is where we're going to use our markers to do the outline, and the sketch is where we're going to be sketching the picture initially, and the color is for us to color in. So I've got my black already, and I have got my sketch brush. Then I'm going to enable the grid. So go to settings and drawing guide. And the reason I want to do this is because I just want to make sure that my pots are going to be aligned. So let's start off with the pot on the left. We're going to draw 2 cactuses, one on the left and one on the right. And then there's going to be a little lip on the top. And then I'm just going to duplicate this pot to the right. So we're going to go into our layers, swipe left, and then hit duplicate. And then just move this over. And then we can merge these 2 layers and then just center them on the canvas. And then I'm going to turn off my grid, and then we can continue. So the cactus on the left is just going to be a regular kind of oval shape. Very simple. And then we can put the eyes on the pot, or I guess the eyes on the cactus. So let's just put them over here. And usually when you're drawing anything cute, the eyes are always kind of like on the lower end of the object. You can finish the back of the pot. And then on this side, we can have the cactus with some arms on it. So let's draw it this way. Maybe an arm sticking out here. He looks a little bit crooked. I don't know if we should leave him like that. I'm going to straighten him up. So I'm going to grab my selection tool and just freehand select him. Just fix him. See, this is why we're sketching, in case we make any mistakes. And then a couple of eyes down here. And that's it for the sketches. So I'm going to decrease the opacity on the sketch layer. And I'm going to go into the outline, and I'm going to select a brown. So this will be the outline of the pots. So I'm also going to change my brush to just a round brush. And then I'm just going to enable my grid again, just to make sure that my lines are straight. And I'm just going to create a new layer underneath the outline layer, because we're going to be painting the pot just another lighter brown so that there's a little bit of contrast. Then I'm just going to quickly turn my grid off, and then we could do a little bit of shading. Let's grab a darker brown. And we can do a little bit of shading right here. Maybe a little bit of shading underneath that lip. It's gonna make this more smooth. And then we gotta finish the back of this. So let's grab this color. So to grab the color, you can just hold on that color and you can see the eyedropper pull up and it's gonna select that brown in your color palette. So let's paint right there. And then we want to grab this brown again. So hold. There's that darker brown. And we got to go back to that layer at the top. So now I'm going to create a new layer for the cactus. So let's select a green. I'm going to do like a warmer green. Just going to smooth that out. And I'm going to erase this after, so it doesn't matter if we go above the pot. But if you're on a piece of paper, you're going to have to really be careful of filling that in. Okay, so that's easy. Fill that in like that. I'm going to make sure that my sketch layer is at the top again so I can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to select just a lighter shade of green to do some highlights. So I'm going to enable alpha lock. So let's click on the layer and then hit alpha lock. And what this does is that it enables you to color within the shape and not go beyond that. So let's select a lighter shade of green. And I'm just going to decrease my brush size a little bit. So now we can also add a little bit of a shadow. So let's get a darker color. And since the light source is up here, we're gonna add the shadow down on the left. All right, so let's create a new layer again. And then we're gonna get a black. And then this time we're gonna draw the eyes. So let's make a circle. To make a perfect circle in Procreate, just draw a circle, don't let go of the pencil, and hold anywhere on the canvas, and that creates a perfect circle. Then I'm just gonna go and duplicate this layer. Want to move this over. Okay, let me uncheck the sketch layer so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to merge these two layers. I'm just going to tap it over a tiny bit. Okay, let's grab a white. And then we're going to draw two reflections. Then grab the black again. We can do a mouth. And then we can maybe draw a few eyelashes. All right, and last, let's go back to the cactus layer. Just decrease this opacity a little bit so that we can erase just this part right here. All right, and bring that back up. All right, so the last thing I want to do is I just want to put a big dark outline around the cactus. So I'm just going to do this on the eye layer so that in case I make a big mistake, I can always just undo it. Sometimes it helps to turn the paper or canvas around just to make a nice smooth line. Okay, then I'm gonna erase this part. Okay, I think we're done with that cactus. So let's turn back on the sketch. And then for the plant pot, I'm just gonna swipe left, hit duplicate. And we're gonna bring it over here. And then let's create a new layer for this other cactus. So I'm gonna grab this green again. And this time I'm gonna make the arms just a bit smaller than my sketch. All right, and I'm gonna grab this green, turn my alpha lock on. And then I'm gonna grab this dark green. And then we can do some shadows. All right, so let's create a new layer just for the eyes, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Then I'm gonna duplicate that and then merge down. Now we can get rid of our sketch layer, and then we can draw the mouth. Gonna make that thicker. And then lastly, we can do the outline. And then lastly, we can erase this part. And then let's merge these two pots down. We could put a little bit of shadow in behind here. So let's grab that brown, make a tiny bit darker. And one more last thing I want to do is I just want to put a shadow. So I'm just going to merge all the layers and then just delete the sketch layer and then duplicate this layer. So I got two cactus layers. So let's uncheck the top one. And this one we're going to make all black. So let's go into the adjustments tool, hue, saturation, brightness. Let's make that all black. So now the light source is up here and the shadow is more on this side towards the front. So we're going to grab the arrow tool, get the distort tool, and then we're just going to bring it down. Now, if we bring the shadow like this, it will look like the light source is from here and not up there. So we're just going to move it down. So that, see that flip right there? We're going to flip the shadow just towards the bottom left, like that. So let's turn on the cactus layer, and I'm going to move the shadow just a little bit underneath the cactus bowl. So next we're just going to blur it really slightly. So adjustments, blur, and you can see if I'm dragging over to the right, the percentages move. So I'm going to do like really low, maybe 5%. And then I'm going to decrease the opacity just a little bit. And then we got our shadow. So let me merge that down when I'm happy. And we can just center that. And there you go, guys. There is your cute cactuses. To get notified of more new videos where I teach you to draw, be sure to subscribe.